Hey guys, just waiting for people to hop on, but I'm going to start doing these Q&As before some of the big games, get in some of the news of the week, chat about some of the crazy stories that have been going on. This is my first live on YouTube, so I am going to be a boomer about it, and start trying to figure out how to do the chats and all of that. Hi, Simple Clay. Um, Again, gonna take some questions and chat with you guys a little bit before the game tonight, which I'm very excited about because I have absolutely no real idea how this one's gonna go. It's the Jets' first game without Robert Saleh, so generally, those games tend to go well for the new interim coach, but I don't think that this firing is one that warranted an interim coach, and that obviously, that I don't think that they should have fired Robert Saleh. It seems like he was really well liked within the locker room, so this isn't a firing that I thought was really necessary. And when you fire a head coach midseason, usually there's like this pop of excitement because there was all this anxiety in the building and he wasn't really well liked and the culture was bad. And it doesn't really seem like that was the situation. It seemed like it was a bit more of a panic move by Woody Johnson. So I don't know that the normal, uh, you know, boost that an interim coach would give in this game is gonna matter. I also think that the Bills are coming in with a lot to prove. They're coming off of a bad loss, so I'm picking the Bills tonight. I think that the Bills are going to get this one. I know it's in New York, but I don't think that the dysfunction that's going on in New York is gonna lead to a win tonight. So I'm going with the Bills. Um, so we can start taking questions as people are filing in. And I'm only going to be on for a little bit because I want to get ready for the game. But I just wanted to chat with you guys and make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube page as well if you haven't already. And thanks for jumping on. Take a couple comments. Warren Entertainment said, "Marry me." Thank you. That's very kind. Don't know if I'm getting married again. Simple Clay, how are you doing today? I'm doing great. We were off from Speak today because of the Dodgers game. But we will be back tomorrow. And what's up, Auntie? What's up, Lucky CHM007? Warren Entertainment says the Jets will lose. I think I am agreeing with you there. I'm going with the Bills tonight. Talk Sports with JT. Sounds like the name of my show. That firing was ridiculous. I agree. I mean, obviously, I don't think that was something that they should have done. Any shot, this is from Scalios Scantos, any shot that Tyreek Hill goes back to the Chiefs before the trade deadline? I don't think so. Crazier things have happened, but I don't think that that's going to happen. I don't know what's going on with the Dolphins. They've ruined my year. Thank God for the Steelers. And yes, I don't care. I'm very unapologetic about having two teams. I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, so I'm always going to root for the Steelers. And yes, obviously, I am a Dolphins fan as well. And as it usually goes, the Dolphins disappoint me very early in the season and are out of it. And the Steelers are there every single time because that's what they do, at least during the regular season. That being said, Tua is supposed to be back within the next couple weeks. I mean, I don't know what direction they are really going in, but I would guess that Tyreek is not going back. But again, as you see with these top receivers, I mean, the Devontae Adams situation, when these top receivers get into these situations with teams that are not winning and they have no one throwing them the ball, and believe me, I understand Tyreek was my first pick in my fantasy league, and I am completely screwed this year because of it. They get unhappy. So I will be interested to see how this plays out over the next year with Tyreek Hill, but I don't know if they're going to trade him. Let's see who else is on here. Andy Brannaman, and I'm sorry if I don't say your name correctly. Andy Brannaman, do you think that Devontae Adams ends up with the Jets? I don't actually. I think that the Robert Saleh firing was a really bad choice if they were trying to get Devontae. I would be surprised if he ends up there now. It's just not a place I would feel comfortable going. If Aaron Rodgers is being honest and he didn't have anything to do with the Robert Saleh firing and it caught him completely off guard, as he says, I don't know how he could feel comfortable being there another year. And depending on how the rest of this season goes, if they don't turn it around, like, is he going to play another season? Is he going to retire? Like, Devontae's already in an uncertain situation. So I would find it difficult to believe that he'd want to go back to another uncertain situation. Now, I think the Bills is a much better landing spot for him. You know, Josh Allen's not going anywhere. They're a team that's always competitive. They clearly need a number one alpha dog receiver. So I like the Bills for him. Obviously, I'd love for him to go to the Steelers as well, but I don't know if the Steelers are something he is interested in. I don't know how much of a choice he has either if he wants to get out of Las Vegas. So I would say Bills first. Probably the Jets are still on the board because of Aaron Rodgers, but I don't see that happening after that firing. Sincere Sanders, I'm a big fan. Keep shining. Thank you. Andrew Lynch, Lamar MVP. He's definitely in the running again, which would be remarkable, but their defense is not as good as it was last year. Number one rush defense, but they are not as good overall as a defense as they were last year. And you see how they're still performing, and it's because of the offense. Derrick Henry has been an incredible addition for them. I could see him. I think he will be in the running for it at the end of the year. I think this year will be interesting. We'll see how things play out on the back half of the season. Jaden Daniels obviously has been putting up incredible numbers. Patrick Mahomes is going to be in that conversation. Sam Darnold's probably going to be in the conversation. This is a year that might come down to statistics because the top of the league is playing really well. So we'll see. Do I think that Tua should retire? This is from Lucky Charm 007. I would want my brother or nephews to retire. I would. And I understand how much money he'd be leaving on the table. And I know people feel a certain type of way about telling Tua to retire. It's his decision, of course. And I am not going to judge his decision. And if the doctors say he's okay, he's okay. And I still am going to sit here and say that if that was my family, I would want them to retire. So two things can be true. I get it. I'm not making for some big public push for him to not come back and play. I understand how much time, effort, and energy goes into becoming a franchise quarterback. The amount of money that he's going to be leaving on the table, he'll probably never be able to earn again in his life when you're talking about over $100 million. But what good is money if you don't have your health? So I really struggle with it. I get it, and I get why people are hesitant to say that, but that's part of my job, and that is my answer. I would want my family to retire. Thoughts on the WNBA finals? Game 1, spectacular. Game 2, Lynx came back down to earth, but it's been great to watch. I mean, that ending of game 1 was unbelievable. G Loco says, I'll be mad if the Bills lose tonight. Well, I won't be mad, but I do think I'm excited to see how this game goes. And I'm very, very curious about this game. MOB Fake Max 707, let's fire Jerry. Can't fire the owner, but I will say I do think this Cowboy season is much more on Jerry than it is on anyone else. Last year, I didn't want to hear it. 9 All-Pros. Dak Prescott has the best year of his career under Mike McCarthy. He's an All-Pro and an MVP finalist. Defense is playing incredible. They're stacked. You got home field advantage. Jerry did his job, and they did not perform when it mattered most. This year, however, I do not think that is the case. I do a little bit of a rant on it on the YouTube if you want to go watch my thoughts on that, and Nick Sirianni on Lamar Jackson, and Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence, whose contracts I think could course correct quarterback contracts moving forward because they are playing so bad. Let's see. Is this a dream? And sure, Max and peace. No, it's really me. I'm really here on live. Scalios Scantos, towels up. Let's go Steelers. Shout out to the 412. D Adams to the Saints, G Loco. So I don't think the Saints, I know that was on his list, but I don't think the Saints are a good location for him right now with the Derek Carr injury. But Spencer was interesting. I didn't hate his performance this weekend. Like, he looked like a rookie, but it was just a little interesting. I don't know how much longer he's going to be out for, but I want to see some more from him. Tony Baker, I want to see him retire just as a human. I understand. Brandon Braithwaite, what should the Cowboys do to salvage the season? Well, one, I think it's good that they're going into a bye because this is a good time away from the field. I said I didn't love that Steelers performance. Everyone was enamored with the comeback win at the end. I didn't love it. And I think what happened was they went up against a team that's playing better on both sides of the ball. Steelers defense is obviously incredible, but Lions offense is more dynamic, and they got it handed to them. I would love to see them try and make a move before the trade deadline. Seeing how Jerry has been moving, I don't think that will happen, but I do think that they should make a move. Quincy, not gonna lie, Joy, the relationship pod is kind of dope. Thank you. Make sure you go, if you're on here, and subscribe to Too Personal before you log off for the game. I appreciate that. Philip Tercero, did Caleb boost his rookie of the year chances? Yeah, I think he did. I think he's been looking much closer to what we expected him to look. Some people expected him to look early. I have no issue with him struggling and the Bears struggling early. He's a rookie. It happens. It doesn't mean anything to me. I still think he's going to be an incredible player. But yeah, there's a lot of football left to play, even though it does feel like some people's seasons are over. There is still a lot of football left to play. So he definitely aided that. I still think Jaden Daniels is in the lead right now, but again, there's a lot of football left to play. Aaron P, I have the Bills in this game. Austin Hurd, why do you think we as sports fans hate greatness? Patrick Mahomes, LeBron James, much love from Detroit. I don't think that fans hate greatness. I think that by the time we really recognize the level of greatness of a LeBron James or Patrick Mahomes, there's a lot of story that has been written about them, so to speak. They also dominate the rest of their leagues, so people are constantly losing to them, which is also frustrating. I know for me, I hated going when my teams went up against Tom Brady. I was not a fan of the Patriots dynasty for the longest. I mean, obviously I was a Dolphins fan and Steelers fan, so those were brutal years. But when they came back to beat the Falcons, I was like, fine, I submit. Like, he's the greatest, and I'm not going to spend the rest of his career hating Tom Brady. Like, I'm going to enjoy watching the greatest players who ever play the game, and like absorb those memories. And whether he's beating my team or not, like I can't hate him. Like, he's too good. Now that's just me, but I think that, yeah, I mean, they're around for a long time. They dominate other teams. They cause other teams to lose. They generally have big personalities. We talk about them all the time. There does tend to get a bit of an exhaustion for dynasties because we're constantly talking about them. You saw that with the Warriors, certainly with the Patriots. People are getting tired of the Chiefs now. Obviously, LeBron gets a lot of hate. And I think it's just a combination of all those things. But I don't think sports fans hate greatness. I think they very much recognize greatness. And sometimes it takes them not being around for us to appreciate them more, which we do with a lot of things in life. Okay, gonna jump off in a couple minutes, about 2 minutes for the game. Let's see, you want to get KGMA 89. Allen better be Superman this game. I would like for him to just play a good, clean game. When he gets outside of himself, things go sideways. So I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. I think he needs to be really, really good. DJ Chicken, the Cowboys need hope and prayers right now. Sanders Robinson, do you think Russ will get to play it all this season? Not without injury, especially after this last game. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. He hasn't played with this team you don't want to mess up the flow that they're in. I think Justin Fields is feeling really confident right now. Unless there was injury or unless things just completely fell apart, I don't think there's a reason to put Russ in this year. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go watch the game. Thanks for hanging out with me. Make sure you subscribe before you leave, and I will be doing these during the week. So I will post on my other socials, Instagram, TikTok, etc., to let you know when I'm going on. But appreciate you coming to hang out. Make sure you check out Speak tomorrow and enjoy the game. Bye, guys.